A. Reading. We interrupt this Mirror's Edge game to bring you Portal, which sounds like a much better game to be playing right now. K-Sex outfits. Highly impractical, utterly pointless.
Maybe you'd like another 3 months.
Laziness punished.
It would be so easy.
Personal freedom comes at a
Come
price.
on, let's go. We got a full day ahead.
You got a full day ahead, but we're going to be releasing you shortly. Makes sense.
GamingSins is best. Enjoy your freedom.
Possible important character is never seen or heard from ever again. All of a sudden, I'm getting Half-Life flashbacks. There's another game that sounds much better to be playing. Douchebag wears sunglasses at night to let you know that he's a douchebag. Also, this is literally right outside of K-Sex holding facility. You mean to tell me that nobody is monitoring this little chit-chat to warn everybody else that something suspicious is going on? Didn't that K-Sex guy say that they were going to be monitoring Faith through her grid link?
Upon release, you must seek immediate employment and will be monitored through your grid link.
Discount Google Glass.
I asked nicely, but he wouldn't step aside.
Liar.
We'll split up again, keep them confused.
Splitting from the group plot cliche. Inexplicable zip lines out of nowhere.
Who are you, anyway?
I'm pretty sure he already told you earlier.
I'm Icarus. Noah sent me.
That's a negative, Control. No visual. She couldn't have survived that.
Villain cliche number 7, thinking that the protagonist is dead without checking for the body.
Don't move. No vitals when she's dead.
Wait, how are you reading her vitals when she cut her grid link? Wasn't that the whole reason why you were chasing after her in the first place?
Faith? Faith? Are you exploring the city, Faith? Come on home.
That statement completely goes against the free-roaming open-world aspect of this game.
And about that run?
Go talk to Birdman.
Birdman?
Y'all finished or y'all done?
I hear it.
Good to see you back, eh?
One of every place that we call our home. And I don't talk of any time I ever believed in me. I know I need it, so I hold on to every mistake that I made alone. And I don't lie when I say that we will never return to closing doors. Sleep tight in a new life through another warning call. Look down on the cold ground and we'll try to break that wall. I feel it.
As entertaining as that was for me personally, I'm still going to add a sin for not including the original game's Still Alive song in this jukebox.
Saying that every possible effort is being made to resolve this situation in a peaceful manner.
Noah has no reaction to this, when just 20 seconds earlier, the ladies whom I was messing with did have a reaction.
Will you stop it?
You're gonna hit me next time. Stop.
The progression system. Utterly useless, ultimately pointless. No, seriously, the skill roll, which was a default move in the last game, is now an upgrade in this game. Here's a failure of the open world design of this game. The map itself is huge, but there's only about 3 or 4 districts that you can travel to. That is definitely worthy of a sin.
Don't fall off.
Faith is a dick to Nomad.
Where can I find these boxes?
Not far from here.
If they're not far from here, then why the hell didn't you take care of them yourself? Especially when the first control box is right here on this very building. I am certainly no grammar Nazi, but I'm gonna send the capitalization of the factions in this game, just for the simple fact that they think it makes them look hip and edgy. You are leaving the mission area is a failure of game design. Clumsy enemy AI. Paraphrasing a Bruce Lee quote, thinking that we're just gonna let that shit slide. I'm gonna send this little segment here because your enemies are so conveniently placed in the proper position they need to be. Feels very manufactured and therefore inorganic. Wait a minute, did they just reuse this same room from the last game but just darken it? I feel like I've seen it before.
Noah wanted me to test you. I told him I'd do no such thing. But I have a dash for you. Enough to test yourself.
Those two things mean the same thing.
I already fed you, Calliope. Get off of me. Damn rats with wings.
Rats with wings are called bats, not pigeons. Also, Birdman is a discount Morgan Freeman. It's a sin that I can place top 5 in the world on PSN for your little dash. It's a testament to how easy it is.
You had a run for me?
I do.
Why is Noah having Faith do a run when they've made it very clear from the beginning that she owes a debt to Dogen? And if I'm not mistaken, didn't Faith promise Dogen that she would run for him, but Noah couldn't be aware of it?
I'll run for you, Dogen. But Noah can't know.
You owe me a lot of script, Faith. I expect you to deliver on your promise.
And why are runners doing jobs for the major corporations? Doesn't that kind of go against being off the grid?
On.
Connect! Ah, I see that we're still crawling through ventilation shafts. In a game that is focused around parkour, place your flash drive on a computer surface to initiate hacking. It's the easiest way to steal viable data. This character looks like they're taking a piss.
There.
Direct the mirror, activate the alarm.
I'm wondering why the hell the alarm didn't trigger the very moment that agent stole the data. The security in this game is even worse than the previous game.
Where's that thing?
Are you kidding me? It was right there in front of you.
I've been telling you for years, we don't do runs against KrugerSec.
Kind of impossible to do, seeing as how KrugerSec encompasses the entire city, thus every corporation that's in it.
Did Kruger see you?
He saw someone. Too dark to see much at all.
This does not look like a room that is darkly lit. Flashback within a dream cliche.
Mommy, what is that?
That, my little squirrel, is your future.
Foreshadow irony.
KrugerSec are saying that they're gonna clamp down harder on the runners. And they're setting up those huge antennas all over the city.
Yeah, about that. What exactly do these antennas do anyway? Well, the game doesn't bother to explain. They're basically just checkpoints that unlock new areas for the open world map. Great for video game purposes, not so great for its narrative.
State your name and business. You have 5 seconds to comply.
Faith, here to see plastic?
4, 3,
What the hell?
2,
I said cancel.
1.
Saving the hero in the nick of time cliche.
When do you need the data by?
I was hoping today.
It'll take at least a month just to crack the surface layer.
Plastic says this even though she just demonstrated that she could hack through the firewall within seconds.
Might or will?
That's not a binary question.
Haha, get it? Binary? Just in case you forgot Plastic was a computer geek. Window Roomba. These KSEC guards have terrible peripheral vision. I see that the Mass Effect elevator decides to make an appearance. As cool as this level is to me personally, I'm still gonna sin it because it's designed in a manner where the only possible way to navigate through it is if you're a runner. In essence, it's a video game level for the sake of being a video game level and makes absolutely no damn sense to its story. Mirror's Edge turns into a Michael Bay flick.
Together we have created a world where we celebrate individual freedom and enterprise. A world where everyone who contributes is rewarded with safety and prosperity. If you have any information regarding this terrible calamity, you must report it to KrugerSec. Failure to do so is a breach of policy and grounds for contract termination.
This statement negates individual freedom. Cheap shots. I can only speak for myself, but fuck this area.
Faith, you've grown. Barely out of prison and already stirring things up?
Says the woman who is willing to destroy an entire city to bring balance back into the world. Not that I'm against that, but I gotta call out hypocrisy when I see it.
Who was that?
Rebecca Thane.
The leader of Black November. She knew my parents.
It's kind of a wonder how Faith doesn't know who Rebecca is. Unless, of course, she's got short-term memory loss like I do, but somehow I highly doubt that.
Faith, she wanted the Omnistat drive. The blueprint on it.
Why not give it to her?
Because in her own way, she's as dangerous as Gabriel Kruger.
But you're all fighting for the same cause. And if she's just as dangerous as Kruger, then how the hell were you guys ever allies in the first place?
See ya.
Faith.
What?
Never mind.
Negligence.
Machines make perfect food. But perfection is boring. It's the imperfections that truly make something unique.
Dogen clearly does not know about GCN, because if he did, he would know that's bullshit.
In the meantime, I believe a show of good faith is in order. Pardon the pun.
You will not be pardoned.
What do you need?
Go to the Anansi Emporium. I will update you along the way.
Or you could just give her all the details now while she's still here, but to hell with common sense? Even though I personally like the mag rope, I'm still going to send it because it essentially eliminates the need for parkour, which is the heart of Mirror's Edge. This does not go where I want it to go. Game says fuck you to all of you who are afraid of heights.
Now, you need to dislodge it. There should be 3 support clamps for you to deactivate.
Video game cliche number 6, destroy 3 of anything to progress to the next objective. I am severely disappointed that there's no pipeline that you can ride all the way down to the ground floor. That would have been sick, and you all know it. But it ceases to be, so it's getting counted as a sin. Cookie cutter rescue mission. This runner, who we were supposedly rescuing, is not restrained in any way, meaning she could have easily escaped at any point in time if she wanted to. So this rescue mission is basically filler for the sake of being filler. Fast travel! In a game where the core gameplay mechanic is parkour. Kinda defeats the purpose. I mean, if you didn't design your game around an open world, I wouldn't count it as a sin. But you did, so I will. This is the closest thing to teabagging as you're going to get in this game. You cannot turn on your back and flip off the world like you could in the previous game. Words cannot express my disappointment in this, but the number of sins certainly can.
Never thought I'd say this, but you sure are a sight for sore eyes, Faith.
What happened here?
Don't ask.
Actually, details on how you got caught here are rather important, but since the game doesn't bother to explain, I think I'm just going to send this for being the obligatory rescue the douchey guy who was being a douche to you earlier in mission. Do your spider walk, Faith. Do your spider walk. Do your spider walk, Faith. Do your spider walk.
Noah! Say something!
Krugersek is jamming us!
If they're jamming your comms, then you two should not be able to communicate with each other. I love how the lair is being rated right now by Krugersek, and here's Nomad just staring at his graffiti with 0 fucks given. Guess the game wasn't counting on us finding that, right?
Faith, I see body bags.
So Krugersek arrived, raided the place, took a few people hostage, killed the rest, called the EMTs to bring in body bags, carried the deceased away in said body bags, all within a span of 2 minutes? Forced fight sequences. Actually, now that I think about it, the confrontation with this RoboCop wannabe is the only decent fight sequence in this entire game.
What did you do to our friends?
Our orders were to capture them, but they resisted.
What did you do?
We had to shoot! They wouldn't submit! Especially the old guy!
If the guy's talking about Noah, he doesn't look remotely old. If he's talking about Birdman, he's in a completely different area of the city. Some clarification would be nice.
I lost the drone.
This drone literally just tracked us to a safe house, but now it's lost us forever.
Remember, in this community, you're only as good as people think you are. No matter how good you actually are.
It's almost like he's talking about YouTube.
Dangerous gang leader killed in Krugersek.
Gang leader killed?
Propaganda.
Icarus, are you seeing this?
I fail to see how he doesn't. It's on a giant billboard broadcasting throughout the entire city.
No, it's best this way. I'm gonna fight them. Martin Connors urged us to remain peaceful, and they killed him. And his wife, too. God knows what happened to the kids.
Audio recordings related to the main character are convenient. You are now entering Vault 101.
We were, till I realized that there's no peaceful way we can rid ourselves of the conglomerate and the families behind it. We've got to destroy it. Using every weapon at our disposal.
I know what you think, but you're wrong. I don't have it.
I love Faith and all, but she clearly has information about the blueprint for Reflection, yet doesn't feel obliged to share that information with Rebecca. I'm guessing for dramatic purposes only, but that's still getting counted as a sin. Flashback within a dream cliche again. So from what I'm seeing here, Faith and Kat are both stuck in a room filled with tear gas, yet Faith is supposedly the only one to survive. And boy, if you're going to use that Kat has lung issues excuse, then this is my middle finger to you.
Krugersek?
They're moving into the tunnels, setting up some new type of stationary sentry drone. They're getting way too close for comfort, and those sentry drones need to be dealt with before they're activated.
Who the fuck sets up a sentry drone but doesn't activate it? Krugersek, apparently. Also, sentry drone, they're basically turrets. Turret cliche. Promoting your prequel comic in-game when it should have already been part of the game.
Thank you, Faith. That should make them think twice before they come back down here.
Actually, that would give them more reason to return since Faith just incapacitated some of their men and destroyed some of their sentry crates. So, no?
I know her. She led the raid.
Yes, we don't have much on her other than that she's a high-ranking Krugersek officer. And our target for today.
I'm not an assassin, count me out.
We're not killing her, we're grabbing her to trade for prisoners.
Rebecca thinks that trading for prisoners with KrugerSec is going to work, even though earlier in the game her Black November organization claimed responsibility for the attack on the mall. And last time I checked, the city is run by corporations, and I don't think they would negotiate with people who they consider to be terrorists.
What's the plan?
KrugerSec is going to receive intel detailing the location of someone they want very much. Me. She's going to lead the strike team and walk right into our ambush. I need you and Icarus to clear our escape routes.
Not 30 minutes ago, Rebecca had Faith go on a mission to prevent KrugerSec from moving closer into her lair. Now she's going to send Faith on a mission that's going to move KrugerSec closer to her lair.
There.
Apparently, no authorization is required to deactivate the sentry drones.
We'll need to move fast if we're gonna do this.
We could split up. Take one route each.
Good idea.
Splitting from the group plot cliche.
How's the prisoner doing? Alive and well. And she'll remain that way until I decide what to do with her.
Well, you clearly said earlier that you wanted to trade her for prisoners.
We're not killing her, we're grabbing her to trade for prisoners.
You've already made your decision. This dialogue.
I'm trying to tell the new guy about our mission.
Well, hello there, George Gordon. You're so big and strong, I've got a special mission for you.
That's Isabel Kruger. Gabriel Kruger's daughter.
You seriously left her in there with no restraints? I mean, I know you guys captured her and you have a camera on her, but this chick has proven that she has considerable martial arts skill, so she is not to be trifled with.
Alive or dead depends upon what your father offers in return.
That's not what you said earlier.
We're not killing her, we're grabbing her to trade for prisoners.
Some days I just want to leave the city. Go live in the Greylands or something.
That is the most sensible thing that anybody in this game has said so far up to this point. I kind of wonder why they don't follow through with it.
What do you want? My friends. I know they're not all dead.
I don't know where they are. And the records can only be accessed through the KrugerSec mainframe.
There's only one problem with your logic, though. You were on the helicopter that took Noah and the others away, so you should know exactly where they're going.
That thing on?
Yes.
All right. Just so I know when my words are being immortalized.
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
We found a vehicle, or rather, Firebird found us a vehicle. She's finalizing the deal tomorrow. It'll be the rest of our script.
That's okay. We got the supplies, right?
You know, if you're going to put out a recording that might be important, probably not have it out on a construction site where the asshole announcer is going to talk over it. These buildings look like they were ripped straight from the Unfinished Swan. This guy floats on air.
I'm trying, but what is that?
Art, Faith. Art.
Yeah? Could have fooled me.
Funny. Did you just come here to crush my self-esteem, or are you up for some actual work?
Pansy. Just like in the previous game, Faith can break into an arms facility developing highly advanced technology, and there just so happens to be no employees around to witness her. I really hate these chase sequences where you have to track down something for a predetermined amount of time. You can never actually catch up to it when you want to, based on your skill, only when the game allows you to, and that shit gets annoying. I see that you still can't go through a slow-moving fan without killing yourself. Just like the grid node at the Alcom building, this server room is designed in a way where there is no way in hell anybody could ever perform maintenance on it unless they were a runner. I know I should have mentioned this earlier, but damn does Faith have a beautiful booty. It's not a sin at all. I just wanted to point it out.
Do you also find it mystifying that I keep on giving and get nothing in return?
Well, I certainly do. She still owes you a debt that she has yet to pay off.
I'll run for you. 5 years, no questions asked. 10 years. 20.
Faith, let me let you in on a little secret. I know a few people who did parkour when they were 19. They're all 31 now. They don't do parkour anymore.
Guess what? Isabel Kruger is not Gabriel Kruger's biological daughter. He adopted her. Her real name is Caitlin Connors. Isn't your name Connors too?
Wah, wah. Totally didn't see that one coming.
I'm gonna send a clear message to Kruger.
Then you'll have to shoot me too!
So much for that trading for prisoners deal, right? I mean, you now know that Noah is still alive, so why the hell not just stick with that plan?
She's not Kruger's daughter. Her name's Caitlin Connors, and she's my sister.
Surprise plot twist surprises absolutely nobody who has played video games before. It's kind of strange knowing that the Kingdom facility was only a blast door and a tunnel away from where Rebecca's hideout was. Kinda makes me wonder how Kruger's and Rebecca never realized how close they were to each other.
My name is Aline Mera. I was lead scientist on Reflection.
But I started asking too many questions, and when you stole the blueprint, Kruger made me a scapegoat.
The asking too many questions part I can understand, but that other part makes absolutely no sense. Kruger was the one who ordered you to sound the alarm once Faith broke in, so him making you a scapegoat has zero logic to it.
I don't get it. Reflection is just a new way to connect to the grid. Why is it so damn important to everyone?
Because once you've been injected, the conglomerate won't just track everything you do. They'll influence your emotions as well. It'll be the end of free thought as we know it.
So it's basically SOP?
Me and some others have a breakout plan in the works. Will you please help us?
Convenience!
Then he is of no further use to us. Activate the termination protocol. We're scuttling the facility. Do it!
Now this is some stupid villain shit if I ever saw it. Kruger is willing to destroy decades of research and development simply because he failed at interrogating one prisoner? That is certainly grounds for earning a sin. Mentor character that ends up dying cliche.
Come on. Go. No, you come with.
I'll keep them busy.
Hero must stand and fight when it's completely unnecessary trope. Also, this forces us into yet another mandatory fight sequence.
What happened to you?
We were moving your sister topside when all hell broke loose. I screwed up and Kruger's sec injected me with something and just let me go.
Well, that is a rather lazy way of making you officially irrelevant to the rest of this game's plot.
What's to stop Krugersec from raiding us?
I am telling you, the signal can't reach this deep.
Well, it certainly reached her sister as soon as we got topside. Krugersec were on us within minutes. And I lost good people.
Wait, so they killed Rebecca's men but simply injected Icarus with reflection and let him go? How the fuck does that make any sense?
Until reflection is destroyed, we're prisoners here. I may have a way, but I need that blueprint.
Go to my friend Plastic. She has it and you'll be safe there.
But she just said that the signal can't be reached this deep underground. If she goes topside, then Krugersec will immediately know where she is due to the reflection in her body and likely kill her just like they did Rebecca's men. Flashback within a dream cliche again.
You should finish what you started. Then I can have your legs broken, if you want.
There's nothing to finish! Noah is dead! My mom worked on Reflection, and now my sister works for Kruger!
Yeah, except Elaine and Plastic just told you beforehand that there's a way to disable Reflection for good.
We have good news and bad news. We found a way to disable Reflection for good.
Yes, but we'll need Kruger's own grid print to do it. That's the bad news.
A new world is coming, Faith. There will be no room in it for me, or you. Unless, of course, we stop it.
Dogan perfectly represents how I feel about today's gaming industry. Props.
I happen to know that Kruger maintains a private apartment in the View, where you can access the entire Kruger family network.
And yet, I didn't feel the need to share this information with you until now. Also, how do you expect her to successfully break into Kruger's apartment without having to deal with private security, passwords, or encryptions? Oh, you didn't think about that? Well, too bad.
Place is closing. Plenty of Krugersec around.
Best to avoid them.
No. It's time to face them.
Main character within the game directly opposes what the game itself has strongly advised. The lack of animation in Faith's mouth when she speaks.
Good. I'm sick of hiding. And Kruger still has no clue why I'm here anyway.
Didn't think we'd catch that, did you?
Faith Connors. Wherever I turned, had you on.
Hello, Faith. I am Bad Guy, here to surprise you with a video call and lecture you on how I'm right and you're wrong.
Stay where you are.
Yeah, Faith, stay where you are, because she's definitely going to follow that order. Also, if you suspected that she was going to break into your personal apartment, then why didn't you A, change your grid print to make sure that she didn't gain access to your database, and B, have a personal strike team on standby to capture or kill her? Man, Kruger, you suck at villainy.
Faith, we need to merge Kruger's grid print with a nanite shutdown protocol before the shard collapses.
The Shard, huh? That just so happens to be the name of the exact final mission from the previous game. If that's not proof that this is some twisted reboot, remake, hybrid, then I don't know what the hell is.
You just need to get to the top. The rest will take care of itself. More or less.
Simple, right?
Right.
It'll be the greatest run ever.
Funny, considering the majority of the final mission consists of Faith using the mag rope. Not nearly enough parkouring to be considered a run. Boy, this doesn't look familiar at all.
Looks like they're evacuating.
These people are only now evacuating despite Rebecca bombing the Shard hours ago. Throughout this entire game, I never encountered a single enemy who also knew how to parkour, meaning this game made a bigger mistake than the last game. I see that the atrium level makes its unwanted return for the finale of this game. I have to give props here. This is so stupidly thrilling that it's worth taking office in. But to be fair, at that height, I doubt she would be able to maintain her balance, so... I know the game wants to give you more insight, but what the hell is a recording doing randomly placed all the way at the top of this building?
Hasn't it ever occurred to you that people might want reflection?
They just want the pretty lie you're giving them, not the ugly truth.
Oh yes, the truth is always ugly, isn't it? As you should know. It's your mother's work that you intend to wreck after all.
She never wanted this. You perverted everything she ever stood for.
What do you know of her reasons? You were a child!
For once, Kruger makes a valid point. Faith has had plenty of flashbacks throughout this game, and not a single one of them has given any real insight as to what her mother truly wished to accomplish with her work on reflection. Just like in the previous game, the final boss fight is against two elite guards. Elite guards that you've already fought before. Kruger decides to not grab the drive uploading the virus while Faith is fighting his two guards. He instead decides to leave the room and then re-enters it as soon as Faith has won the fight, and then gets into a struggle with her, thus proving once again how much he sucks at villainy.
Damn runt. I should have had you killed with your leech parents.
No shit, Sherlock. Just because you admit your mistake does not prevent you from getting sinned.
Isabel has a chronic lung condition.
Oh, so Kat does have lung issues. It's almost like the game is deliberately trying to annoy me. And you know what? I'm okay with that.
Everyone around you dies, Faith,
says the man who keeps having them killed.
Did it ever occur to you that maybe you're the one to blame?
Classic villain hypocrisy. Despite Kruger being on the floor when this cutscene ends, he is nowhere to be found afterwards. How did Kat get so far ahead of Faith if she supposedly has this chronic lung condition? Faith was right behind her before this cutscene ended. You mean to tell me that Kat ran faster than Faith and traveled across this zip line between towers with no trouble? Get the fuck out of here. Not 2 minutes ago, Kat nearly collapsed. Now she's able to pull off these crazy martial arts moves on Faith, after the virus has fully uploaded to Reflection, which is supposedly the only thing keeping her alive.
He said you died in the riots. With Mom and Dad. I cried for months. And then I convinced myself that you never existed.
All this does is prove to Kat that Kruger's been lying to her for her entire life. Yes, she will still defend him and take his side. So, how was Faith rescued again when nobody but the corporations are in control of VTOLs and drones?
I wish I could say everything changed. That the employees rose up in disgust over Reflection and overthrew the conglomerate. But there was no mass uprising. No riots on the streets.
And that is the game's middle finger to you. Congratulations, you accomplished nothing.
Because something had changed. We'd started something. Something we intend to finish.
Obvious setup for a sequel is obvious. End credits longer than this damn video.
So, what are you gonna do next?
I'm gonna run.
Wah, wah.
Get out of my sight before I cut you up for stew.
We are in a video game or a night on the Sprite and we